My name is Tehsuan Glover. I am here at Prudential Center, Mulberry Commons, Newark, New Jersey, with the living legend, DJ Wallah. Peace to you, brother. How you feel?
I like that, living legend.
That's a
I don't
fact.
think anybody ever called me a living legend.
They do behind your back.
Behind my back? You know what? That's a good thing. They saying good things about me behind my back.
That's a fact.
I appreciate that.
That's a fact. So, Dig, it's here, Summer Jam. And it's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
It's here and it's here.
Yeah.
Like, this might be the exact place, the festival village or the pre-stage is going to be right here in Mulberry Commons. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're going to flip this whole
It's
thing.
gonna be dope.
Here. Yeah.
So take me back, man. Like, what's your earliest Summer Jam memory? Like, were you at home listening on the radio? Were you at Summer Jam in the crowd? Were you in the parking lot?
So my earliest Summer Jam memory, right? And this is throwback for real. So like once upon a time, way back in the day, when they used to announce Summer Jam, they didn't even announce the lineup. They'll just say, yo, Summer Jam tickets are on sale at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
And by like 3:15, tickets were sold out.
Yeah.
So as a kid, just hearing that on the radio, I'm like, yo, I want to go to Summer Jam.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't have a car.
Right.
I couldn't get there.
Right.
So my mom used to listen up for the tickets.
Oh, that's dope.
My mom used to listen for the tickets. And when they go on sale at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
She used to order the tickets.
Yeah.
She said, I got your tickets. So she used to take me to Summer Jam.
Oh,
It's
that's
me, my
ill.
mom, then it got to a point where it was me, my mom, my uncle. But I always had to have an adult with me because I
Right.
probably was 13,
Right,
14,
right.
something like that. And that was back when Summer Jam was at like the Meadowlands,
Yeah.
Continental Arena.
Word.
And you know, that was way back before
Way
we had
back.
Uber.
Yep.
You know, we didn't even have cell phones.
No.
So like you had to go with an adult or a group of friends and good luck getting out there on that highway and getting back home.
Right. And
So-
it's out on the highway.
So I used to go out there with my mom, and like I think the first show I could remember was like I think Wu-Tang was one of the headliners. Like Heavy D was one of the headliners.
Damn. Yeah.
Oh,
that was a show.
This was a show.
Yeah.
This was a show. And that was like one of my first Summer Jam memories, just being around, seeing those acts that don't even go on the road anymore. Some of them not even living.
Right.
Those are my first Summer Jam.
Yep. Yo, that's ill. That's super ill.
I remember Old Dirty Bastard climbing through the crowd because he was late, and they pulled him on stage.
Yeah.
And he was rapping and forgot his words. I was like, yo, this is really happening.
Yo, that's
how old
crazy.
it is.
Yo, Summer Jam's got a lot of moments, man.
He got history.
A lot of moments. Yo, all right, really quick though. You've been repping Jersey for a long time, all over the country, outside the country, and now this moment is here. Like we said, it's here and it's here. How does it feel to you to be doing this at home?
You know, it actually feels good, but I don't want to rain on my own parade. But you know, like I was just saying, Summer Jam, it used to be in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it was always at the Continental Arena, Meadowlands,
Right.
MetLife. But for some reason, when you say Prudential Center, people say, okay, now y'all really in Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was in Jersey. But I guess what they're saying is now it's in Newark.
Yeah.
So now it's a difference because now you're in one of those major cities in New Jersey.
Right.
So like Summer Jam being in Newark, I remember when they first were talking about it in the meetings, I'm like, yo, if y'all come to Newark, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, we're gonna do it a little different. We're not gonna do it on a Sunday. We're gonna do it on a Friday. I say, yo, Friday in Newark? I say, yo, what? All right, well, bet. I ain't got to drive there.
Right.
I'm just going to walk over because I know what time it is. You ain't going to find no parking spot.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that it's in Newark, it means something different because that's where we born and raised. You know what I'm saying? It's Newark. So Summer Jam coming to Newark, all these major stars coming to one show in Newark, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. It's real interesting to me, like thinking about the timing. Like we get to be here now. You know what I mean? And like I said, like you put a lot of work in over a long period of time, still putting a lot of work in day after day. But like sometimes it's just really fortunate for the moment to land at home. You know what I mean? And this is like one of those, I feel like this is one of those moments. For the culture. Like, for example, you are in the cross section of like a lot of different genres within the culture. You know what I mean? And it's up for all of them.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your sets are crazy.
Yeah, now it's like we're living in the moment.
Yeah.
Like we're actually living in the moment where we seeing the crossroads and everything that we've been partying and dancing to for years finally becoming mainstream.
Right.
People outside of our bubble
Right.
are rocking with our music, and some of them are rocking with our music heavier than we are.
Yeah.
Like, man, we was born and raised on this. Like, you know, this is regular to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So like to that point, right? like Jersey Club starts out, we talking about basements and car speakers. And now it's on the largest stages in the world. And it is the center of attention. It is what makes some people's albums hot. Like, it is that. You know what I mean? How do you see your role in the evolution of Jersey Club?
Like, a lot of my friends were like producers. Those were the guys that were sitting in the house or the basement, the attics, making these records, right? And, you know, during that time, it's like a lot of the producers were like, they were in the house producing. They was in the house making music, making hits. And I was just outside DJing. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna try to DJ as much as I could, doing it every party. So when my friends had records that were hitting, I'm like, I was trying to get the record so I could play them at the parties. So while they were creating it, I was just making sure I played it everywhere I went. I remember going to certain areas that love Jersey Club now, that was looking at me like, yo, what's that? And I mean, we were in Jersey. You know, I would go to Camden. I would be in Patterson. I would be in certain places, and this was early on when they be like, "Yo, why you keep playing that?"
What is that?
Like, they called it Newark music. Like, why you playing that Newark music? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, it's not even. It was before they called it Jersey Club. So I remember playing all these big records that we love, that are classics that you gotta play. And I remember playing them, and some people was like, when you gonna get back to the hip hop?
Right.
And I'm like, yo, trust me, this is it. This is it right here. And I mean, I'm not saying I did it, but man, it was hard when they didn't like it. It was hard to play when they didn't like it. And it's like I said, it's evolved so large, so fast even. Like, we really get to see things evolve, like get global hot in our lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, it took a long time for rock and roll to get global hot. It took a long time for hip hop to get global hot. You know what I mean? But like, these things that we're seeing now, whether it's Afrobeat, Jersey Club. Man, we got a chance to see that. I remember before that was a thing. Like, you probably had to be African and in Africa to understand that. And then out of nowhere, it just popped.
Everybody
like it.
Yo, you talked about the like playing early days in the parties and getting the songs for the parties. What were some of your like favorite places to play at coming up? Like, whether they're still up or not.
Early on, it was always home base because, you know, when you home, you really can't do no wrong. So like, even when you feel like you know, feel like you might be having a bad day, bad week or whatever, you come home and play. You good. You know, you good. So back then, it was like the Robert Treat Terrace Ballroom. Whenever I was playing down there, I was good. I was home. That was the house that we built. So we could go down there, we could play what we want, do what we want, say what we want, and we were good. Everybody came to have a good time and went home. So it was always those. And then, you know, as we got older and started actually going into clubs, like the mega clubs, like the Abyss, the Deco, because now we seeing things that we didn't see back when we were young. You know, when you in Newark, you know, you might just see 4 walls, maybe a ceiling. I think Brokers had half a ceiling. We had a garbage can in the middle catching some of the water just in case it rained. But when you go to a club, now you seeing lights. You're seeing smoke and fog. You see dancers. You're seeing people jumping through rings of fire. You're like, yo, what's going on here? We didn't have this back in Newark. Okay, bet. Let's do this. So, like, Abyss was one of those clubs where the owner, R.I.P. DeCosta, he just passed away. He would invest in his club, and you'll see people walking on stilts. So mind you, we still playing, we still doing what we doing in the hood, but now we seeing like a show. We like, yo, what's up? So like, that's the first time I seen the VIP section. We didn't have VIP
like
sections.
a real VIP section.
Like, yo, what's that right there? That's the VIP. That's VIP. I ain't no bottle service. We ain't have bottle service. We ain't have hookah. Yo, what's up with
Word. Bottles, lights, hookah, stilts. It's madness, like how
it evolved. We got a chance to see everything evolve, and it happened right in front of us. I remember back when you could smoke cigarettes in the club. We used to leave the club smelling like cigarettes.
Yo, it's crazy. We're in such a dope time, man. We're in a really dope time, I think. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to see all these things and influence and contribute to all these things too.
I was telling someone, and not to like go on a tangent, I'm like, yo, my generation has gotten a chance to see a little bit of everything because we were old enough to be around when things were still analog, when you had to like go to a payphone. You know, I don't even think people know what a payphone looks like anymore. But at the same time, we're young enough so that we adjusted to technology. We was there in the infant stages of Facebook. We was there for Instagram. So it's like, yo, we had the best of both worlds. So I say, yo, if the internet was to go down now, my generation gonna be all right because we can just go back to what we was born and raised on. If Instagram go down, we not gonna crash out. We be like, all right, man, it's an inconvenience. But okay, let's go print the flyers up and go pass them out again. Now we got a reason to come back outside.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk Summer Jam.
Let's talk Summer Jam.
Yeah, let's talk Summer Jam. So like, Summer Jam is Hot 97's like crown jewel. Like this is the thing. This is the event. Like you said, you're in the meetings. You understand what's being prepared. You understand how it's being rolled out. Is there anything you can talk about that you're especially looking forward to? Whether it's like in your set or just in the show in general.
You know what? That's the thing with Summer Jam, right? They can line up every artist that you know is going to be there for sure, right? And that's cool because some of them artists can come here, kill it without any help. But the beauty of Summer Jam is those surprises. Is the artists you didn't think were going to come out is what makes Summer Jam, you know? So, and usually, and I'm gonna be not even usually, every time we never know who the surprise artist is going to be because sometimes you got to wait for that person to get in town, make sure that person can get in, and they never announce it. It's just like, you know, somebody be on stage, you know. I guess the perfect example was when Jay-Z was on stage and he brung out Michael Jackson. Who would have thought Michael Jackson would come out to Summer Jam, right? And he stole the show. And that can happen. That can very well happen at this Summer Jam. Somebody can be performing and Jay-Z can walk out. And now what happened? Now what the news gonna say the next day? Jay-Z came out Summer Jam. Jay-Z came out. So that's the beauty of Summer Jam, man. It's some surprises, man. Some surprises that we didn't even expect, that we didn't see coming. You know?
So knowing all of that, then I'm curious, like, how do you extra focus on like your own preparation and what you're gonna give to them?
I mean, that could get difficult, but you know, we only can control what we can't control, right?
That's a fact.
So I can't say, yo, I'm not gonna play no Jay-Z because Jay-Z might come out. Nah, because I'm playing myself. I'm playing myself. So I guess the best DJ tip for any DJs that are, you know, rocking that Summer Jam is at least try to stay away from the records from the artists you know are going to be on the show, right? Now look, it's going to get repetitive because if there are only 15 to 20 big records out, chances are you're going to hear those records a couple times. But me being at home, I know I got some joints in my back pocket I can play that they don't even know. Now we in Newark, so I could do a throwback set of Jersey Club. They like, yo, what's that? I'm like, oh, nah, don't worry about that.
Don't worry, just listen to the crowd.
Just chill, we got this. You know what I'm saying? We got this.
So last thing I want to ask you about is like looking at the DJs that are coming up right now, you know, thinking back to like the arc of your career, the pace of it, the things that you were fortunate with, the things that you had to work really hard on. Like, what do you hope or what would you like for DJs coming up now to get early, to understand early and to take action on early?
All right. I mean, it's a few things that I wish I would have knew earlier in my career. And it's not going to come in this exact order. It's probably going to come in phases. You just got to be prepared for it. One is like, you got to stay consistent. Like that's number one. Consistency is going to get you over the hump. Two, you got to be willing and able to reinvent. Meaning, you know, we could be doing something and it might be working perfectly right now, right? If a new app come out or some type of technology come out and it makes my job irrelevant or what I was doing really well irrelevant, we gotta pivot. We gotta pivot. You know, like a particular genre might be hot right now. Let's say Afro beats is on fire and you call yourself an Afro beat DJ, and that's all you do. When it comes time for when Afrobeat is not as hot, you have to pivot. You can't keep forcing it down people because people not gonna want to hear it because it's not the hottest genre. Now look, if you want to be a DJ that just focus on one format, it's nothing wrong with it because I know plenty of DJs that play what they play and that's it. That's all you're gonna get. But those guys are not the guys you're gonna see each and every time around. You know, you're gonna see them once a month. Whenever it's called for, whenever there's, people miss it. They come out and they do their set. But, you know, you got to be willing to reinvent yourself and be willing to pivot, be consistent. And I would hate for them to take this and use it the wrong way, but you got to be patient too. But not patient to the point where you're just sitting back watching. Be patient because, you know, your time is going to come. You know, everyone gets there 15 minutes.
Right.
It's up to you to stretch that 15 minutes out as long as possible. But, you know, if you be patient and when you see that door open, then you run. You know what I'm saying? So those 3 things, really.
Yeah, I dig that. It's like when you talk about pivoting, made me think like somebody's going to be the last dinosaur on the planet. But don't play for that spot.
Yeah.
Like, don't play for that spot. Like, stay in the now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Try your best to stay in the now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as DJs, you know, there's no retirement age for DJs. You don't have to stop DJing. You don't have to say, oh man, I'm getting older, I'm only gonna do old parties. No, you don't have to know. You can do whatever you want as long as you reinvent yourself because look, man, it's legendary DJs out here that are still working. Like Red Alert is still working.
Yeah.
You know, Funkmaster Flex is still working. You know, and they're doing more events than some of the younger guys because they know how to reinvent themselves and keep it going. Yep.
Yo, thank you for your time, bro.
No, man, appreciate you, man.
Always.
Yeah, we really sitting on on the front porch. So I have a question. Is this considered the front porch of the Prudential or the back porch?
I'm gonna call it the front porch because both the doors you can get to on this street.
Yeah, right.
So I guess this makes it the front. Broad Street feel like it should be the front, but
it ain't, right?
It ain't. Yeah.
All right, so we on the front porch.
So we on the front porch. Know that. And we'll jump off the front porch too.